Mauritius Conch, and many other things. Now, I'm here today because I'm really excited. You see, I've been working for the last 5 years to climb my way out of depression and anxiety and actually form a career that I'm proud about, that I'm happy about, that is fulfilling to my life. See, 2 days ago, I got the first career of my dreams. And what that's led me to is I'm about to drop out of college after completing my first year. I'm going to go to work on a contract basis for the next 4 months, start my own business guiding trips into the wilderness for art and wellness, and start the life of my dreams. Now, how did this all begin? Well, it was a simple trip to camp. Back in the day, my parents were fortunate enough to be able to send me to Camp Kawartha, which probably cost about $2,000 for a week or two. Now, this was a big expense, but you know what's a bigger expense? Living an unfulfilling life. Now, I have no idea where I'm going to go with this video. I'm really just playing it by ear, off the hook. But, you know, this has been a real turnaround for me. 5 years ago, I had pretty much destroyed my life. I had no control over myself, and I pretty much was getting highs and lows all over the place. Now, I still get highs and lows, but my rock bottoms are progressively higher every time. Now, 5 years ago, I wasn't eating right, I wasn't sleeping right, I wasn't exercising right, I wasn't happy. My relationship was in the shits. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. What happened was, and I'll be honest with you, the medical society didn't help me. I went to my doctor and he told me there was medication he could prescribe me to treat me for what he diagnosed as ADHD, what somebody else diagnosed as chronic depression, and what somebody else diagnosed as anxiety disorder. Now, I tried some of these things, but eventually I came to see that the medication that they gave me made me feel numb inside, like I didn't really exist. The entire foundation of who I am is based on creativity, and when I started taking these pills, the person I was just disappeared. I could go to work, I could, work a minimum wage job, but I had no passion. Where was I going to go with that? So I decided to do something pretty unconventional, taking psychedelics. Now, this video isn't about psychedelics, but I do feel the need to mention it because I feel that people need to advocate for this, because for me, it's been the only thing that really helped me. And, well, I can't say it's the only thing, but it's led me to pretty much every other thing that has helped me. Now, what's the next best thing? Well, it's some of the things I mentioned before. Eating right, sleeping right, and exercising. These are the 3 fundamental foundations for wellness. And what is wellness? It's being well. Wellness is what promotes health. And I didn't really know this before, but it was when I took psychedelics for the first time and went through a horrible trip that I realized all the things that I'd done to hurt other people, all the things that I wasn't doing to help myself, and all the things that I could do if I wanted to change my life. Now, that was 5 years ago. I started reading books the day after. Now, I was already a bit of an avid reader, but it was all fiction. I spent about 8 hours a day playing video games because it was all I could muster the energy to do, all I could find to fulfill myself. Now, I started smoking weed too, which started about 6 or 7 years ago, and it carried me through until just recently. But I eventually figured out that weed wasn't really helping me either. It did help me in a way, but it was in such a way that it was repressing parts of me that were hurt and broken and that I couldn't deal with at the time. But it wasn't really letting me move on with my life. It was preventing me from realizing what was wrong in my life and putting me back into the same process of needing to awaken to all of this. So I'm happy to say today, on March 28th, 2019, that I am officially of video game free. I have no desire to play video games anymore, and I am officially on 2 weeks without weed. Now, I've quit weed once before for 4 months, and that was an amazing experience, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. Except this time, I think I'm going to go for a lot longer, maybe the rest of my life. Now, I'm not trying to demonize weed. I think there's a lot of good purposes for cannabis. Now, I don't know how much of it is true, but they say that it can reduce the effectiveness that cancer has on your body. You know, it can help with seizures. It can help with a lot of different things. You know, there's a lot of people going through pain that could really benefit from it. However, for me, my journey with weed is coming to a close. Now, what do I do to replace that time? What do I do to deal with my emotions now that I don't have cannabis in my life? Well, in a funny way, cannabis and psychedelics really both brought me to the main one thing that has allowed me to do all that wellness stuff in an enjoyable place and really let myself go and experience something so innately human that I have no idea how it didn't occur to me before. Nature. Now, you know, I'm sure you've heard nature advocacy before, but if you look up Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing, it's a Japanese concept which basically outlines all the different benefits that spending time around trees can do for you. Now, there's a bunch of interesting plants out there. One of them I discovered today called the spider plant, which actually clones itself, removes toxins from the air, and produces oxygen. Pretty cool, huh? Well, there's all kinds of plants that can increase your air quality, and there's no better place to get great air quality than out in nature. And in fact, it's not just these benefits that give nature its amazing appeal. You know, there's something about standing on a hill above a massive 2-kilometer lake while the rain's pouring down, you know, a group of your friends who you just met a week ago but already feel absolutely inseparable from you are crowded under a tarp, sharing stories and laughter, even though it's been what a lot of people might define as the worst day of their whole month. Now, nature's really amazing, not just because there's such great sights, not just because of the air quality, the reduced blood pressure, reduced stress, improved mood, or all those other benefits. Nature's awesome because it's meditative. You know, for someone who kind of identifies with the diagnosis of ADHD, for someone who obviously suffers with depression and anxiety, nature has been one of the most meditative oases for me to get away to. Now, what do I mean by meditative? You know, this word gets thrown around a lot, but we don't really seem to know what it means. Meditation. Why would we do that? Why, when I have so many things to do, would I sit around in silence and do nothing? It just doesn't make sense, right? Well, the thing about meditation is it kind of ties into this quote. Stop doing things that don't support your ultimate reality. What do I mean by that? Well, you see, if we were to take every bit of time, money, and energy that we ever had and put it directly towards our ultimate reality, that'd be pretty amazing, right? And it would make sense that it would get a little bit less amazing every time we spent our time, money, or energy on anything that wasn't our dreams. For me, that was a 9-to-5 job, that was going to programs that I didn't feel really resonated with me, that was spending time around friends that I didn't really feel like I deeply connected with, that I was leaning on these people to hold me back from the fear of being alone. To me, meditation is the cessation of energy release. I'll say that again. The cessation of energy release. The stopping of energy release. So what is energy release? Well, pretty much anything you might do. Social media, television, going out drinking with your friends, watching sports, listening to dull and meaningless conversations, you know, doing things that, you know, you enjoy but don't serve you. Any of that is not supporting your ultimate vision. So, how is doing nothing any better? Wouldn't it be better to spend your time doing something that makes you happy? Well, not everything that makes you happy really makes you happy. See, there's a big difference between enjoying something and finding deep meaning in something. And for me, I enjoyed playing video games, I enjoyed smoking weed, I enjoyed talking in circles about existential conversations with my friends and complaining about life and things that didn't seem to go anywhere. But it wasn't serving me. I wasn't getting anywhere. I spent 5 years even trying to figure myself out, and I still didn't feel like I was moving anywhere. So, how does meditation come into all that? Well, you see, we're releasing energy in chunks that you could think about as this big. You know, one little unit of energy at a time. You know, I have a free moment, I check my Facebook. I have a free moment, I watch a television show. I have a free moment, I smoke a bowl. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You know, whether it's sugar, whether it's, you know, any of those other things. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we're giving ourselves away one tiny piece at a time. You see, if you have 10% off on $1 or 10% off on $1,000, you might save, you know, $100 versus 10 cents. But it doesn't really make a difference. Overall, it's 10%. Whether you waste a bunch of little bits of energy or a lot of big bits of energy, it's still waste. So, what does meditation do? Well, consciousness is based on energy. And the difference between a reaction, something we do instinctively that's usually wrong, and a response, something we do planned that's usually right. The difference between reaction and response is energy. Now, when we stop releasing our energy all the time, we gain this thing I like to call an energy buffer. And what this does is it allows us to take a step back when things happen that upset us or, you know, throw us for a loop, and to think about it for a minute. Contemplate the different actions we might make and decisively choose the best one. So, energy's coming through us whether we want to or not, whether we're using it or not, right? So, you get a certain amount of energy every day, and you're releasing it in bits like this. Now, if you start saving those bits, then you have this much energy, and then this much energy. And you might seem like you have a lot of energy now, and you might want to release that and, you know, go do something else. But, you know, unless you're totally, absolutely sure that that's something that really serves you, you're sure in your heart, in your head, in all the different parts of your body and mind, then I don't think you should do it. And I don't do that type of stuff anymore. Although, you know, we all still end up doing a little bit of that stuff. We have commitments to other people, you know, things that are packaged on with other stuff that we wanted. But the point is to stop doing that as much as possible, to create time for meditation. And what happens is we start to accumulate these little bits until we get so much energy that we actually become better at making decisions. And this means we can become better at making decisions that use our energy well. And that's what I've done, or started to do. So now I'm going to a new job. I'm going to be a program facilitator running outdoor adventure experiences. Can you imagine a cooler job than that? My plan after is to create an adventure business using art and wellness as therapy in the beautiful outdoors, in nature. You know, canoe trips and backpacking trips have been something that has invigorated my soul so much I don't know how to describe it to you with words. And I'm obsessed with a passion for linguistics, so that's really saying something. Nature is really amazing, and meditation can be really amazing as well, because there's not just one way that you can do meditation. There's so many ways. And if you watch some of my further videos, I can show you some of these ways. And in fact, if you want to know any more ways, please comment on my videos and ask me any specific questions, or just give me a shout out. Say, you know, I want to learn more about meditation. How can I do meditation? You know, if you want, tell me a bit about your life. If not, just give a comment and I'll get back to you. I will, because I care, and honestly, I don't have a lot of followers right now. And I'm not worried about that, because I believe that I can make my content shine. You know, I'm looking into a lot of different ways to bring people what they want and what they need more than anything. So this video has been, you know, me giving back, because I'm really happy right now. You know, I've been really stressed for a while now in the course that I'm in. I've learned a lot of great things, met a lot of great people, and done a lot of amazing activities. But I just felt like if I was going to end up working for someone else that I felt didn't understand as well as I do, even at the level that I'm at, how these experiences can actually really deeply, meaningfully, permanently help people, then I just wasn't going to be happy working for someone else. So, like my video, subscribe to my channel, and start meditating. Start living the life of your dreams. I'm so happy that you're watching this video, and I really look forward to showing you some more. Have a wonderful day, enjoy this beautiful spring weather we're having, and peace.